Hey gang, welcome to another edition of Doc Schlock, where it's a review of the movie Nightmare Weekend. This one is about a scientist named Edward who has developed a computer program to try to take care of neurons, but he hasn't tested it out on humans yet, because he's kind of afraid to. So a former colleague named Julie somehow is able to tap into the system that he has, and is able to get the formula and everything like that to try it out on 3 college friends named Linda, Pamela, and Annie to try to see what's going to happen. And of course, as you would expect, nothing goes right. It turns the 3 women into mindless zombies, mutants, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Edward's daughter, Jessica, lives a pretty normal life, sort of. She has a hand puppet named George who can talk to her and everything like that, runs her computer. Early on in the movie, Jessica actually tries to run Julie's car off the road by playing what looked like a pretty awful version of Pole Position or Enduro, if you remember those games from the 1980s. Yes, this movie takes place in 1986. So yeah, computer graphics and video game graphics, you might look at them and go, boy, they suck. Anyway, stuff happened. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. There were a lot of scenes where it was kind of hard to see. There was mention of somebody named not Jessica's mom, Linda's mom, I guess saving the day for the girls or something like that. And the movie ends with Jessica about ready to run off with her boyfriend Ken, but Ken gets taken out by somebody who you can't see because it's dark. And Jessica is screaming and running away, and couldn't quite tell what that ending was, so yeah, it's a pretty jumbled mess of a movie. Yeah, so why did this movie suck? Well, it was a movie that was pretty badly edited. There was so many different things happening, and it just seemed to jump cut over to something else. And again, there was a lot of dark spots in the movie where you couldn't really tell a whole lot what was going on. And it was kind of boring at times too. I will say that much. It's really the cover of the movie made it look like it could have been something kind of cool, but in all honesty, it's a movie from 1986. It's a low budget, I guess, horror movie. I didn't feel like this was a horror movie at all. I thought George the Puppet was kind of creepy. But this was a trauma movie that I will admit, some of their stuff in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s looked like they were really trying to make a good, decent movie, no matter what it was. But this was probably not one of their better ones. But I don't know. This was really hard to get through. And there were times I just stopped paying attention. There were times I had to take a break and just go, okay, I'm going to go find something else to do, and hopefully by the time I come back to watch about another 20, 30 minutes, this movie is going to get better. But it just didn't feel like it was getting any better. It was just dragging along, and I just stopped caring about a lot of the characters. I mean, Jessica was a good character. Her dad was a pretty cool character too. But ultimately, overall, it's really just 2 computer geniuses at the time just messing with each other, and it's the whole thing of good scientist, evil colleague kind of thing. And it's like, man, this has been beaten to death. Why don't we just stop all this nonsense? It's an hour and a half long, but it just wasn't that much fun to watch. But if you want to check it out, it's on the Trauma Movies channel. And it's in their playlist labeled, I think, movies or something like that. They got a big playlist of movies. But there you guys have it, a review of Nightmare Weekend. If you have seen it, love to hear from you guys in the comments below about what you think about it. And if you like my videos, always feel free to subscribe. If you got a horror, sci-fi horror, comedy horror, or fantasy horror movie that felt like it was taking an entire weekend to get through, and you were glad it was over when it was, send it my way and I will get on it ASAP. Thank you guys so very, very much for watching, and until next time, as always, stay strong and rock on.